Oh my God. I just hit 1K.
I'm from Detroit, but my friend called me Steph Boogie, so like music and stuff. But
I just hit 1K.
please forgive me, I have a cold. I just got courtesy car for my birthday. So
1K! 1K, y'all! Let's go, Curvies! We hit 1K! And happy Thursday to you! Happy Thursday to you! Happy Thursday to ya! All right. Thank y'all for being here with me today. Thank you, Curvies. You know, I'm trying my new little setup. Today I don't have my halo light on. Today the sun is my halo. And I don't know. Yeah, we're good. We're good. You know, I'm using all the lip bars. The lip bars is what I use on my lips. And I used, no, this isn't Hot Mess. This is a Fix It. I think I have on Boss Lady Matte. Yeah, I like it a lot. I love reds that pop. Anyway, today we're going to talk about VPR. You know I don't usually do Vanderpump Rules, but it is a guilty pleasure of mine, you guys. I do love Vanderpump Rules. I don't know why. It's a little guilty pleasure, especially now that Stassi and the people are off. I can really get back into it. And so I was really looking forward to it coming back on. And so we're going to talk about that today here on LRGA Curves. On your way in, make sure you smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. If you haven't already, hit that bell so you can get notified when I upload a video, so you can become part of this beautiful curvy community that we're growing over here in these YouTube streets, all right? Okay, I have my little router thingamabob over here. It's supposed to make my signal stronger and everything, so let me know if I buffer or whatever. Of course, I know. I told y'all I'm a 80s. I like the cars that go boom in the 80s. So I always have my music loud. Let me turn that down for you guys. I know I get a little hyphy, you know. Hyphy. Yeah, Oakland. Okay, never mind. We're here for Vanderpump Rules, LRGA. Let's get it. Oh my gosh, look at all these comments. Look at all this, everything. Everybody's in the house today. Thank you, beautiful Curvies, for coming through. Natasha, you have a wrench, right? Natasha, you got a wrench, right? I believe you got a wrench. Let me know if it's working all right. Let's see. Now my phone is charging. Oh, tag me in a post. Thank you for coming through, Curvies. We have Linda Gamble in the house. We have Sarah Bay from Paris in the house. We have Natasha in the house. Thank you guys for being here. Like I said, today we're going to be talking about Vanderpump Rules. Yes, you got a wrench. She got a wrench, y'all. She got a wrench. Shout out to my mods. Mods in the house. You know, my mods are very special to me. They've been here. They're either day oneers or people that since day one have been very close and very supportive to me. And I totally appreciate your positive energy and your vibe that you add over here to this platform that's LRGA Curves. You know what I'm saying? All right. Okay. Let's see. Hello. I love when the chat is lit and you guys speak to one another. Yes. Oh, Rachel Hurd. We'll get to Raquel, Rachel Hurd, you know, in a day and age where you can decide what race you want to be. I'm sure the name is the least of our worries. You know what I'm saying? If you can decide that you want to be a whole other gender right now today, you can do it. So somebody changing their name isn't a big deal. You know what I mean? Chronicles of Anubis is in my house. What you say? Thank you for coming through. That's my soundboard, y'all. Don't know if you can hear the heater just kicked on. Let me know if you hear that rumble. 5 minutes of laughter. The heater said, I'm on. Are you hot yet, master? Are you good, baby? Okay. You need some water? You good? So, okay, so we will be doing. Oh, hello, Chronicles of a Newest from Linda. Yes, so we're getting to Vanderpump Rules. I'm going to run through it real quick, and then we're going to get to the. So that's going to be the recap, and then we're going to get to the restraining order because love a good soundboard. That's right. Mom's driving. Oh, what's good, Corey? Corey, I was thinking about you this morning when I only had, because I slept through most of my mind, body, spirit time. Real quick, you guys, before we get to VPR, I have this mind, body, spirit time on my calendar. And mind, body, spirit is MBS, right? So every morning, the blueprint for successful people, it's tried and true, you guys. And they know what, you know what they say about when you want to be something and you look at the people who are that and do what they do. I mean, it's like turnkey, right? So many successful people have an MBS time in the morning. Mind, body, spirit. So they nourish their mind with meditation, journaling, and affirming. And body is the exercise. And spirit is probably also the praying and meditating also. You know what I'm saying? Well, for me it is anyway. And so like I kind of work them all in and everything. But so this morning, it's supposed to, every day it's on my calendar, you guys. My mind, body, spirit time is supposed to start at 5:30 every day. So when I get up at 7, and I use some of my mind, body, spirit time for some more rest for my body, because, you know, that's necessary too. Rest is important, especially like, you know, I spent a lot of years up already, you know, and now I'm a woman of a certain age with my family. My life is different now. So like sometimes my body screams, get some rest. And y'all, when my body says it like that, it's time to listen. And if it says it like that because it let me sleep through the alarm, then so be it, right? So anyway, so this morning I only had a half hour left in my mind, body, spirit time. And I thought to myself, dang, I wish Corey could have a half hour to herself in the freaking morning. You know what I'm saying? Even 1/2 hour. So in my half hour of the remaining of my mind, body, spirit time, which stops at, it's from like 5:30 to 7:30. So in the remaining half hour of my mind, body, spirit time, I did my yoga stretch. I affirmed. I journaled. Let me show you guys. I keep it right here. Let me see. So let's see. So I affirmed with my book. I'm reading this one right now. Can you see it? No, not really. Oh, there it goes. The universe always says yes, yes, yes. I love this book. So every day it has like 100 thingamabobs, like affirmational prayers in here. And every day I pick one randomly and I read it. No, it's more than 100. Okay, it's like 134. So every day I pick one randomly and read it. And then I journal every day about, you know, the things that I have to do. I still have a lot of room in my journal because it's the first part of the year, you guys. Don't judge me. At least I've started. Just do something every day. One thing every day. One thing every day can make you better. 1% every day to make you the best person that you want to be. So during my mind, body, spirit time is how I set that up for my day. Like I'm a true believer in how you start the day, how you set the tone for your day. You wake up on the right side of the bed or you wake up on the wrong side of the bed. You know what I mean, right? I'm one of those kind of people that I choose to wake up on the right side of the bed because being a Capricorn, we can be kind of prone to depressions, as you might or might not know. And so I do a lot of mental things to just keep me like in my best space because I know what I'm prone to because I did some research on me and I delved in there and I had some appointments. You know what I'm saying? You should get some appointments too. Mental health matters. Okay. So anyway, so I was hoping that my friend Corey would be able to get herself a half hour, as is my wish for all my curvies, man. We all deserve, like, we have to take a moment, okay? Whether it's outside smelling roses or in your house by yourself in your closet, in your Zen den, in your she den, in your she cave, in your man cave while he away, whatever, we definitely need that. And it's like beyond self-care because we have to get up and care for ourselves every day. But having concentrated time for you to enhance like your overall how I'm gonna approach this today, it's actually working. Everything is popping. Got my mind, body, spirit time going. I'm working on things, and every day I'm getting 1% better. And that is my hope for my friend. Yes, Grand Rising. Naughty love movements in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, anybody who is a creator and a mod in my chat, please drop your links so that the people can know where to find you and support you in these YouTube streets. Because if you're a friend of Curvy, then Curvies are a friend of you. And I know that Naughty Love Movement has some great content over there. She takes it out in the streets, you guys. She is like a community-centered YouTuber. Like she be going out in the streets, okay, of her hometown. And it's super fun to watch. It's so the circle May. Anyway, those who know. Okay, so let's see. Where were we? We were saying hello to the people. The people. Uh-oh, Sybil's here. Anybody know about Sybil? The people, and the people, and the people. They were all in her head, you guys. That's why mental health is important also, because you'll grow people in your head that aren't your main person sometimes. Note to self. Yep, if mornings are messed up, my whole day is messed up. Exactly. Set the tone for your day, Curvies. Set the tone for your day. We have ultimate power over our day. We have dominion over this freaking land and animals. We can use that in our daily life. Okay? Get up, mind, body, spirit, pray, affirm, meditate, journal, exercise, bend, snap. Hey, get your day started. Do you? That's what I did, and that's my hope for you guys. So, hey, hello. Yes, check out Naughty Love Movement. That's right, Mod. My plan is working perfectly. Thank you, Natasha. That is so sweet. Yes. Roll call, shake it up. Roll call, shake it up. My name is Largest, shake it up. Naughty Love came through, shake it up. Natasha too, shake it up. Irene's in the house, shake it up. Who else is here? Wait. Ooh, just simply came through. Shake it up. Roll call, shake it up. Remember that? You'll be out the schoolyard, you guys. Remember that? Oh, well, I'm old enough to remember being on the schoolyard and doing roll call and having to stomp, and everybody had to do a verse. And that's why rapping was born. Duh. Let's see. Okay, let's get at this Vanderpump Rules. Okay, so this scene of Vanderpump Rules, this episode, I've been watching this whole season, and I may or may not have talked about it at the end of usually our Miami wrap up. We end up drifting over into other spaces of freaking Bravo sphere. And I believe VPR has come up once or twice, but I haven't done a specific video for VPR. But since Scandival happened, more scandal over there in the Vanderpump sphere, I decided I was going to go ahead and do a full-on recap this week. If you don't know, hashtag Scandival is that Tom Sandoval ditched Ariana for Rachel Levy, also known as Natasha. Please, what's her name? Rachel. It's not Raquel. It's Rachel, you guys. As it turns out, she changed her name to protect the innocent. And her name is really Rachel, and she turned into Raquel. And being Raquel, she was hanging out with these people over here. Yeah. And these people over here. And she ultimately ended up transforming into those people. We'll get into my theory later. But this scene opens up with Ken, our beloved Ken and Lisa Vanderpump graced the screen, you guys. It was so nice to see them. It was so super fun. Oh my gosh. I miss Lisa Vanderpump on Beverly Hills ever since Wicked Witch, that is Lisa Rinna, came on and they did their number to her and ran her off her own show and everything. You know, I'm like, I'm not really appreciative of that. Where has Lisa been? And so we only get to see her in these other productions that she has something to do with, right? So her and Ken looking very well, very healthy. They look so good. Then we walk up to Villa Rosa. Remember Villa Rosa, you guys, with the bridge and the swans upon entry, and it's that beautiful hillside property. So glad that the last atmospheric river in California didn't have any effect on the composition of the land that's holding it up. You're lucky. Anyway, because we're about to have another atmospheric river, so everybody needs to get reinforced. So we're actually under flood watch in my county right now through tomorrow. Luckily, it's the atmospheric river seems to be going someplace else. It hasn't hardly rained in my area, but we're still under a flood watch. So I'm watching, and we good so far. We good. Anyway, so Ken Todd and Lisa Vanderpump are in the closet playing with baby Teddy, Pandora's little baby boy, baby Teddy. And she's literally on the floor, she being Lisa Vanderpump in her classic white t-shirt and jeans. You remember when she used to wear that? And she had her girls up and everything. And so she's literally on the floor. It was so cute with baby Teddy. And she's trying to get the baby to crawl to her. And the baby's crawling to her. It was so sweet, you guys. I was here for it. I love a good baby scene, and especially seeing her be a grandparent. How awesome is it that we get to like go through people's lives with them when they're authentically being like people and not making up storylines? And actually, I think I did say that about VPR. I said, oh God, please don't let nothing come out where all this is fake. Seems like my wishes ain't coming true on that tip. Okay, anyway, so Lisa and Ken are playing with the baby, talking about how can they help the Toms. Because as it turns out, the Toms are in business with this French dude or whoever he is. I don't know if he's French. I just made him French, you guys. As a matter of fact, no, I don't think he's French. He's pretty American to me, if I recall now. Actually, he's not the French guy. But he is versed in restauranting. And for some reason, he holds the lease and Toms pay the rent. But he's also the guy who's refurbishing it and getting it together to run as the restaurant that will be Schwartz and Sandy's when it finally opens, which the Toms keep saying, can it be next month? Can it be next month? Can it be next month? And the guy keeps saying, no, we need all this stuff to do. You don't know how to run a business. No, we have all this stuff to do. You don't know how to run a business. And every time he says no, it's costing the Toms another 25 G's, right? So they go to Lisa and Ken, and it kind of comes up. And they're saying that they're just like, yeah, we didn't know. And so Lisa had actually said, had they brought the contract to her before they signed with this dude that Lisa was actually co-signing for in the episode before, saying that he knew what he was doing and that he's one of the best in the business and stuff. But now she seems like she's actually was like kind of shocked that they would sign a contract that was, it sounded a little sketchy, y'all. Where's my allegedly banner? Where's my allegedly banner? There it is. There it is. Let's brand this another color. What's more in the background? Should we do yellow today, you guys? Let's do a nice bam. First try. Awesome. Back to the comments. There we go. So the Toms are costing it 25 G's a month. And the whole time they're like, it looks pretty good to us. But also knowing the Toms, they've been doing some other stuff, also being part of the holdup. But now that they're getting probably down to like a part of their money that they don't really want to be spending or whatever, they're like, look, this is really expensive. We need to get open, right? So Lisa says, if you would have brought me that contract, I would have told you not to sign anything where you're paying the rent for the guy that's doing the construction. How much would it cost to buy him out? And they're like, oh, at least like 300,000 maybe. So she goes, and that's how the scene opens now, is with her and Ken talking about how to help this Toms without fully becoming vested partners with these two, because they already know, and because they're stepping away from being in the restaurant business, like they're in their golden years still. And so they want to, step away from being so involved. And they had said they weren't going to open another restaurant. So they're like, well, how can we do it? How can we do it? She's like, and I don't really want Homeboy, the one that she had co-signed for the other episode. She's like, I don't really want him to feel a way about us coming in and being like, oh, Toms, let's save you because he wrote you a shitty deal, basically, right? And so she's like, we're going to have to be very tactful, because if he's there when we're talking to them about it, we need to so have it together. So they end up going and meeting the Toms. It's Tom and Sandy at Schwartz and Tom and Sandy's at Schwartz and Sandy's. And they go there to meet them, and it's just them four. And they say again how the problem is they're paying the rent, and they're saying, well, we know you're in a pickle, and what we'll do for you, Tom and Tom, is, where you remember the money that you had to buy into Tom Tom with? Remember that money? You can have it back, and you can buy it back in later if you really need to. That's what you can do. And of course, right here, Schwartz, Schwartz he's all, what about my sweat equity? 4 years vested, building that place, and all you're going to offer me back is my initial deposit? Well, thanks. Both the Toms end up ultimately saying, well, it's good to know that that's out there if we need it, but it's, we don't need it right now. We'll keep on doing what we're doing for now, but something's got to give. Thanks for letting us have this opportunity, right? So I thought that was good. And then and then James and his mom and his mini mom. That's my note. James, his mom, and his mini mom meet up for Mexican food. And so James obviously is James Kennedy, the DJ. Where is he? Oh, he's the yeller. Right there, if you don't know. That's James Kennedy. And he's a wiki DJ on the ones and twos. He calls himself the White Kanye. And it's really weird because Lala refers to herself. This is Lala right here, you guys. Lala, she used to refer to herself as like Tupac. She did. And she was a thug. Anyway, so James, his mom, and his mini mom happens to be his new girlfriend. And all of James's girlfriends look so sweet and innocent. And he has a certain style. He definitely has a type. And the type is his type. You guys look at the show and you say it for yourself. It's not a bad thing. He definitely has a type. But to me, his girlfriend looks really young. Like, he looks like his type is gullible. The younger, naive, innocent looking is his type. And that also, when his mom walked up and you see them both with their brown bobs and their sundresses similar and everything, you're like, oh, so he's kind of dating his mom. Okay. There's Freud books about that, James. But they were talking about how does he think it's a good idea to start drinking again? Because those who know, it's not about the pasta. It's not about the pasta. Okay? When James starts drinking, he gets hyphy. And his, everybody, I don't know if you know or not, but Katie used to be Tequila Katie, because it can happen. Okay, so James is drunk James. When he gets the liquors in him, the spirits in him, the spirits take over, y'all. And so James can be a complete a-hole when the spirits take over. So his mom and his mini mom are sitting there like, well, maybe you shouldn't drink. You're going down a slippery slope. And he's like, well, I just don't need an ultimatum about if I'm going to stop drinking or not because I don't believe in ultimatums in relationships because, look, Katie asked Tom, Katie gave Tom an ultimatum about if you don't marry. Look, I'm mixing up my accents. That was like totally Australian England. Wait a minute. All right then. So, yeah, if Tom got an ultimatum from Katie, you better marry me or I'm going to leave you. And look how that worked out for him. He's in his crappy apartment with his new weight. All he did was gain weight and he's in a crappy apartment because of ultimatums. All I know is I don't need another ultimatum. And no, I'm not wise. I'm a drink. I know I shouldn't drink, but I'm a drink because I like drinking. So his mom and his mini mom are like, well, you just be careful then. Just be careful. You know how you can get. Just be careful. It's so weird. I would be like, fool, you better stop drinking. Like, dude. Every time you're on Vanderpump Rules drinking, you get fired, dude. Every time. Keep it up. And obviously, every time you start drinking, you end up banging Lala. Well, when she was bangable. Because let Randall tell it, she's not bangable when she's not drinking. And that's why she hasn't had sex since 2020. Which is a great segue into the next scene when Raquel and Lala, for some reason, are hanging out at Raquel's house and like they're friends. Last episode or the episode before, Lala told Raquel, right here, told her that she slept with him when they were dating, during the 5 years that they were dating. Sat in her face and said, oh yeah, I banged your boyfriend. I banged him. Oh, I tell you, it was, yeah. I'm so glad I got that off my chest. Aren't you glad I got that off my chest, Raquel? Me telling you I banged your boyfriend and treated you like shit for the 5 years after I banged your boyfriend? Yeah. Oh my God, I banged your boyfriend. Does this affect our relationship? Does this affect our relationship, Raquel? I hope this doesn't affect our budding friendship. Listen, I don't know where you're all from. And what you will and won't tolerate from friends. How many of us have them, right? I don't know what you're willing to tolerate from even new friends, ones we can depend on. But we're going to have to put some numbers in the chat. About what kind of friends you want in your sphere and what kind of friends I think I want in my sphere. Now, I have cut off girls because they look like they were the kind of hoe that would be like, oh, I gave him a BJ for your guys' relationship. Oh my God, I did it to make you guys stronger. Oh. Literally not talking to you. If I get any vibe that you're that kind of trick. Because who needs a trick like that? You could just use a regular, why would I have you around me sucking off my energy if I know that you're the kind of person that's a Lala that would like totally screw my man and then treat me like I'm the problem because you can't keep your legs closed to people that you know are in a relationship. Okay? But it's okay for you. It's totally okay for Lala. Lala. And she's activated, you guys. Lala's activated. And I'm not here for her activation. Because I just told you what she told Raquel in an episode ago. So now you're over at Raquel's house, crying to her on her couch about how you haven't had sex. You haven't had sex, Lala, since 2020 when you conceived Ocean after you banged my man. Okay, put a 1 in the chat if that's acceptable. Put a 1 in the chat if it's acceptable for the girl who told you episode ago that she just banged your man and treated you like shit, but didn't ever apologize for treating you like shit. And in the confessionals right now this year right here, this season right here, is continuing to talk shit about you and told you that she banged your man. But you have her over crying on your shoulder about how she hasn't had no more dick? Is that acceptable? It's not to me. Like, it's so not acceptable. For me, it's a 5. That's not acceptable. Like, you're not coming in my house. You're not being around my vibe. It's definitely a 5 for me. If it's a 1 for you, if it's acceptable and it seems like something that, we could get over. Like, she did it so long ago and she did take accountability for it. And oh my God. And I know she never apologized really for treating me like shit and everything. But I think we can move on from this and just be friends, I guess. Or would you do what Raquel ended up ultimately doing? The plot thickens, you guys. The plot thickens. Now, yeah, 5. I got 2 5s. Me and Naughty, right? It's not acceptable. You're not coming over my house crying about missing Peen in your life when you just admitted to me. When you just... So, to me, it's not acceptable. But for the show, that was that scene. It was so, to me, I was like, really just trying to understand, like, is Raquel okay? Is Raquel okay? You guys, I almost feel like in the scene that happened with Lala and Raquel, where Lala said, yeah, I banged James. We smashed. I smashed your dude. That pause that we saw in Raquel, I almost felt like there was a break in Raquel when that happened. I feel like there was a break that might have occurred in our girl, Raquel, when that happened. I feel like she might have had a little break, y'all. She might have had a little break. So, if she had a break, then that would explain all the rest of everything that happened. And there's no excuses. But let's just establish that Lala is not the messenger that, yes, exactly. Lala is not the messenger for anything to anybody. Miss BJ's for Range Rovers while the man is married and then you go play house with him and have a baby with him. But now everybody else's business is, oh my God, I would never. Oh, clutching pearls that aren't left from the BJs. Hello? Okay. Wrong messenger. Kick rocks. It's not your fight. Sit this one out. Worry about your court case. Worry about your custody battle. Keep it over there. Nobody cares about Daryl. You keep your mouth shut. Not your place, not your fight, not your business, Lala. Hey! Nope, hey! Hey! Don't say anything else, Lala. Don't say anything else. Sit this one out. Okay? Especially after that weird scene. Anyway, then we go on to the girls go to Vegas. Lisa hooked him up with the room. Oh my God. But then Ariana's dog, she had to leave all of a sudden to go get her dog. Poor dog. And the dog had been with her since ever. And it's like her one true steady friend in all the friends of LAism. And the dog was having seizures and didn't stop. And, you know, I totally had a similar situation with my dog. Oh my God. During the demic, my little Shiba Inu, purebred Shiba Inu, Lana girl, she's so beautiful. Pure white, beautiful brown eyes with little brown eyelashes. She is so cute. Anyway, she ended up having a seizure one day, you guys. She totally, like, all of a sudden just started, and she stopped a little, and then the next day it got worse to the point where, like, she would seize and she was banging herself really hard. So we had to make sure everything around her was soft. And we called the ER and we were like, this is happening. And they gave us an appointment. I'm telling them this is happening. They're like, oh, here's your appointment. Because it's the demic, right? We couldn't just go to the ER. And because they weren't open. It was like curbside pickup kind of stuff going on for your freaking dog, right? So I was like, are you sure? Like, I sent them like pictures and videos and they're like, yeah, we just gotta, just your appointment. And it was going to be like in a long time, like 2 days. It was going to be like, I called Monday. They were like, see you Wednesday. So she was basically, they were just like, make her comfortable. So she was basically just like seizing. It just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And finally, it just did not stop. We took her in the doctor, seizing. She was like doing circles in the backyard. It was the safest place for her on the lawn, right? And I was like, oh, let's get her some vitamin D. Because if she is going out, who wants to go in the house, right? So I love putting my animals like in nature when they're transitioning so their spirits can immediately be free, right? At least in my mind. So Lana girl's in the middle of the backyard. The sun's beaming on her. She's twitching out. Finally get her to the doctor. We have to take her in one of those freaking IKEA bags to the doctor. Because putting her in a box, it would have been too hard. Putting her in a cage, it would have been bam. So we have her in like a soft bag. And we take her into the vet. Finally, because it's our turn. Take her in their season. The bag's moving. They take her to the back. We're signing the papers. And I was signing the papers for them to see what was wrong with Lana. Hopefully they could fix it. I mean, even though it was going on 48 hours, her twitching. Honestly, I knew that it was her time. And I was just wanting it to be over for her. It did not. She hadn't eaten. She couldn't eat, you guys, for the whole 48 hours because she's seasoned. So she can't eat and she can't pee and she wasn't like, I don't remember her. There was like no pee or poo in that area from her spazzing out all that time. She wasn't even using the bathroom. It was bizarre. So the doctor ends up saying that Lana girl had some kind of brain something. And because she was already a unicorn at 15 years old and a purebred, that she should probably just get put to sleep. So, yeah. And we couldn't even be in there with her because of the demic. So we had to give them the bag. They were like, oh, you can't come to the back. And we're like, please, 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 just let us hug her one more time. We didn't know, even though we thought. We didn't know. So they let us back there, let us tell her it's going to be okay. They gave her the shot while we were back there and everything. So we got to kind of comfort her. And so I totally, when Ariana was going through that, I was like, heart, oh, I felt so bad for Ariana. Oh, there ain't nothing like losing fur baby love. Oh, so sad, so sad. So, but Tom was like, oh, I got to be there for her. And he was being very supportive. And he kept saying things like, I'm just concerned about, did he say her mental health? About how she's going to take it. I'm concerned about how she's going to take it. I believe is how he was saying it. I'm concerned about, oh, awesome. Thank you. Yeah. And so, where was I? Ariana's dog, Tom. I'm concerned about how she's going to take it. I'm concerned about how she's going to take it. And from what we understand, the filming of this season started happening like in July last year, people? And it's alleged that this said affair has been going on with Tom since August. So that would have meant that while they were filming, this could have possibly been going on. We'll see. If they shoot the freaking Halloween scene in this season of Vanderpump Rules, then it will be confirmed that while they were filming, that they were going out, because Tom ends up dressing like Raquel for Halloween and was having an affair with her behind Ariana right here's back. And Ariana, as we know, came in to Vanderpump Rules like shy from the side. I mean, she did take Kristen's man and everything. How you get them is how you lose them. She did take Kristen's man and everything, and they denied that they ever hooked up. They might have kissed, but they didn't hook up before he left Kirsten all the way. And now it seems that Tom is up to his old shenanigans, but this time he went full throttle, you guys, because he ends up allegedly having a 7-month affair with with Raquel, that just got found out last Wednesday. Today is the anniversary of Scandival. Today, every Wednesday is going to be the anniversary of Scandival. It's dubbed Scandival because it's a scandal involving Sandoval. Finally, everybody's so happy, it seems. We'll get to that. So then the next thing that happens in the episode is that the girls go to lunch in Paris with Lisa Vanderpump and Katie's mom. And Raquel decides to say in front of Katie's mom and Lisa that she was honest with Katie and told her that she went to sports and was like, yeah, I want to make out. And that, he said no. And then Katie's mom ends up crying about it, that, they're still married. They haven't even sold the house. They're this, they're that. And, just, you don't see the pain that her daughter's in, but her daughter's in pain. And then we see Katie cry, you guys. We've only ever seen Katie be miserable and pretty drunk. And I was saying before, have we ever really seen Katie happy? It's hard to say. When she was with Stassi and Kirsten, she was arguing with them while she was being drunk. On the days that she wasn't drunk, she was still arguing with them or Tom. And then she's arguing with the people at work. And then she was arguing with Lala. And then she was arguing with Schena. And then she was arguing with Tom again. Like, have we ever seen Katie happy? I'm not real sure what it looks like. I'm not real sure. However, I am of the complete mind that when you divorce somebody, you don't get to say who they go out with next. I'm sorry. Your control freak days are over. When you file for divorce from me and you hook up with whoever you're hooking up with, your old high school dude, whatever, After you do that, whatever I do is my business. Like, who are you to tell me that I can't see somebody, whether or not it's in our circle friend group or not? Like, who are you to tell me that? And I don't know why Tom would have really agreed to it, especially in this friend group. That's what my main point is. Especially in this friend group. This is Swap City. This is Swingers the Show, Millennial Edition. This show, everybody's done everybody. So how is who you do next an issue when everybody, the entire seasons of this show, has been doing everybody? Everybody. Peter has done Katie, Stassi, Katie, Stassi. Did he hook up with Schena? Freaking Raquel and some other ones. Schwartz has been with a number of them. Freaking Sandoval has been with a number of them. Ariana's the only one who, from what we know, all she did was kiss Sandoval when he was still going out with Kristen. At least we forget. Like I say, how you get them, how you lose them. Okay? How you get them, how you lose them. It's just how it goes. Sorry, I don't make the rules of the universe. The universe imposes the rules on me. You know what I'm saying? I don't make the rules of the universe. How you get them is how you lose them. That's why I really tried not to rebound people. I would always take 3 months to myself after a good long-term relationship. And I'm an LTR. I was an LTR when I was in these streets. Long-term relationship. I was just afraid of myself then. I didn't know it was called soul ties then, but I had a feeling that if I let a lot of people in, a lot of people would be carried with me to the next and the next and the next. And now they call it a soul tie or whatever. So, yeah. But all this whole group has soul ties to each other. Everybody in this group. So I'm not sure why all of a sudden it's a scandal because they were playing house. They were playing house without ever was going to get married. He never even asked her to marry. Tom never even asked Ariana to marry him or nothing, you guys. They were in a long-term relationship playing house, but they weren't talking about marriage. Raquel was talking about marriage with England, who likes to drink, James. She was going to marry James, him and all his abuse. He was so abusive towards Raquel. That, in addition to finding out the girl that was my arch nemesis while I was dating you, also banged you, and you're still being mean to me. And you just got a new girlfriend that's looks like a 2 feet shorter version of me and not quite as glamorous, but still so innocent and sweet. And she's the new love of your life in 3 weeks, James. Really? Really? That's another one that needs to STF you. James, did you know James is having thoughts on who Raquel's banging after all the banging he did behind Raquel's back? He has thoughts. He's activated too. Oh my gosh. The hate is so thick. They all swapped everybody. Raquel has not swapped anybody. So she's new to the game. And she, to me, is doing it to fit in. At this point, she's so gullible and naive. She's doing this to fit in, you guys. She's just trying to be one of them. She's just trying to be like Schena. And she's just trying to be like Lala and Katie. They've all slept with it more than one person in this people group. All she did was want to make out with Schwartz. That's not bad. Katie doesn't have a right to tell that man who he can date after she divorced him. She is so crazy. So yeah, I don't know why the mom needed to be drug into this. We haven't heard from Katie's mom at any other time, but we needed her to give us an emotional attachment to Katie because Katie doesn't do it by herself. because Katie's always only showing up pretty much only either, very unhappy, on the brink of being unhappy, or just got finished being unhappy. So then her mom comes and she is crying about how her daughter cries too. And then her daughter does like one little tear. But I don't really feel really totally bad for Katie, because she divorced Tom so she could be happy. So now she's supposed to go be happy. Why is she still worried about Tom? It doesn't match. The math ain't mathing, y'all. When you divorce somebody to be happy, then you go do that. Why is she looking back at where Tom is doing and what Tom is at? And her happiness is still dependent on Tom. But she divorced him so she could be happy. So why is she still concerned with what she divorced? It's not making sense. And all that stuff about how, they were married. Well, if it was all like that, you should have stayed married to him. And then you could be concerned about Tom and how it affects your happiness or not. But once you go file for divorce, tell the man that there's no possible way he can get back with you. Go hook up with your high school love and tell anybody who would listen, you hope he finds love too. And wouldn't what's her name? Raquel be a good choice? But now you mad that it's actually going to happen. You spoke your word, girl. You spoke your word. You got divorced so you could be happy. Go be happy, Katie. Please go be happy. I would love to see a happy Katie. Can anybody name one time Katie was happy? Even at her wedding, she was stressing, y'all. One time Katie was happy. So this to me is just more of Katie's miserableness in her quest to remain unhappy. Please go be happy, Katie. Please. This isn't your fight. It's not your fight. It's not your fight if Raquel and freaking Tom hooked up and been having a 7-month affair. It's not your fight. If she kissed him during the same amount of time, if Raquel kissed Schwartz while she was hooking up with Sandoval, which is the new alleged story, you guys. The new alleged story? Yeah, we'll get to it in a minute. Let me keep going. So Katie's mom cried. Okay, and then we get to that night where Raquel kisses Oliver. How the night starts in this episode of Vanderpump Rules, while we're doing our recap and restraining orders, is where Lala steamrolled freaking Oliver. Steamrolled. Where is it? What's a good one for it? Do I even have one? Praise God. No. She freaking steamrolled. I think this is the closest thing I have to it. Oh, sorry. Not the fax machine. That one. That's what freaking Lala did to Oliver. Like, she pounced. Because she's a cougar. Rawr. I see something I like and I go for it. I'm a confident woman and I see what I like and I'm gonna get it. Rawr. Ooh, Oliver. Want to play? Oliver. That was my Lala doing seeing Oliver at the table when he came up and said, "Can I get your drinks?" So Oliver is Garcelle Bouvet's son. Here he is. This is Oliver right here. Oh, so handsome. Also separated from his wife. Also separated from his wife, from his mouth, y'all. So Raquel didn't do nothing. Thank you. Raquel didn't do nothing with Oliver that couldn't be done. He said he was single. He said he was separated. And did you guys notice that Lala and all of her, rawr, like while it was cute, he was kind of entertained, but he was totally vibing on Raquel the entire time. Like pretty much ever since Lala said, "Oh, I have a kid at home too. She's 1.5." He said, "Oh, really?" And his whole tone changed. That's why he's separated. He don't feel like playing house right now. He's in Vegas. Can't you be a hooker in Vegas for like, and it's legal or something like that, and they have that ranch or something like that? Of course he wants to be separated in freaking Vegas. So he tells both of these girls that he's separated. This one says that she has a freaking kid, and his whole vibe changed. Anybody else notice that? Or was I the only one that peeped game? His whole vibe changed after that. And I think she felt his whole vibe change too after that. And that's why she was like, "Oh, well, I would never step in the middle of, if you want to make out with him, then you could. I wouldn't stand in the way of that." When Raquel went over to Lala and was like, "Well, I don't know. Are you guys like vibing or whatever? Because I think he's cute too." And so Lala is like, "Oh no, go ahead." And then in her confession was like, "If it was a contest though, I would have won because Lala doesn't lose. You lost. You lost." And that's doubly why you mad, because you lost to Raquel, and allegedly Raquel was hooking up with Sandoval already at this point. I don't know. I'm confused. When is Coachella? When is Coachella? Because they're saying that's when a kiss happened with Raquel and somebody. Tom Sandoval was at Coachella. They say. I don't know. But they thought she was kissing Tom Schwartz, who wasn't there. So I don't know. So she ends up playing tongue hockey with Oliver. And those look like some good kisses too, girl. Those look like some good, luscious kisses too, girl. If those are the first lips you kiss post James, if that's the first kiss you had post James, I know you like that, girl. I know you was all in lip heaven over there, girl. I know it. I know. Ooh, that's a good first tongue hockey. I'm glad it wasn't Schwartz. I'm glad Schwartz said no, and then she went to Vegas and got Oliver first. If that's the first kiss post James, because if you watch James kiss, I already told you, it looks like he's pecking for something. He takes every time Raquel walks in a room, he takes his new little mom and his little mini mom. He takes his new little mini mom into an embrace that's kind of awkward and hard, and then he kisses her multiple times. It looks so forced. There's nothing that wasn't like that kiss on the dance floor that she had with Oliver. I was here for it. So the episode ended up ending after that night out at Disco Pussy, which is a club. So I'm sure I can say that. And plus we're past the 2-minute mark. So the club they went to where she was tongue hockeying Oliver is called Disco Pussy, you guys. And they go in there, and the next day they get up. And and they were drinking vodka and tequila. Okay. So the next day they get up, and Lala is making excuses as to why she didn't get Oliver and Raquel did. So she turns it all around and says to Raquel, "Ooh, I wouldn't trust you around my guy while you were drunk." Says the girl who just said the reason that she smashed Raquel's boyfriend when she did was because she was drunk. You guys, are you paying attention? That was projection. She was just basically saying, dang, I see myself in you, girl. That's what she was doing. Dang, I see myself in you, right? Because I wouldn't trust you around my man if you were drunk, says the girl who can't be trusted when she's drunk around your man. And then Raquel. Oh my gosh, this must be why everybody thinks Raquel is playing, y'all. This must be because Raquel says to that, well, it's a good thing you don't have a man for me to F then. You guys, isn't that hilarious that she would say that? I was like, no, Raquel. And this is like, now that we know about Scandival, it's like, ooh, Raquel does have something in her, huh? She got a little fire in there. Playing coy, getting abused by freaking James Kennedy, allegedly, for the last 5 years. Something changed in her. Something changed in Raquel. Gone are the Bambi eyes. Her eyes are open to the ways of the world in these LA streets, in these WeHo streets. Her eyes are open to the ways of the world in Vanderpump Rules. Yeah, faithful doesn't get you anything but hurt in these Vanderpump streets. Faithful, loyal, taken up for you, being verbally abused by you on freaking national TV. Physically abused once. Remember, she said she went and told Lisa Vanderpump about the time that James Kennedy got physical with her that time. It's on tape. It happened. But now everybody's mad that she's hooking up with Sandoval. Which brings us to the next part. Restraining orders, y'all. Brings us to the next part because that was the end of the episode. And as far as the restraining orders go, as it turns out, in these streets of, who's it's called? Cybersphere. A lot of things have been going on. A lot of things. I think Tom is like 45. Look, Tammy. Okay. I'm trying to open my other screen for you guys to be able to see. Let's see. Just a second, you guys. No freaking way. No way. That was a great thread, too. Did our thread get erased? You guys? Look, let me check something real quick, you guys, because I had sent so many things to myself, from myself, by myself. But for some reason, it's not coming up here. There we go. Okie dokie. Okay. So I'm going to make this small. Finally got to it. There we go. Okay. Let's see what's happening in this chat before we start talking about this other part called restraining orders in the Vanderpump Rules world. Let's see. Look, I'll just go back to 2 minutes. And to find out that wasn't even real, it was a diversion. Who else? Elaine said exactly. Katie is pulling an Ashley, RHOP. Yeah, like, is she pulling an Ashley or is she's really getting divorced? Like, she's totally smashing other people. Like, Tom Schwartz is on the market, y'all. He has a girlfriend and everything. So I don't know that she's like fully pulling an Ashley because I don't think Ashley really getting divorced. I think that was just so he didn't have to film this season. so he could have an opportunity to sue anybody that said something about him this season, because he wasn't technically filming, so he didn't sign a new contract that said he can't sue. But if that's the case, then who knows? And does that apply to all the Bravo shows? I don't know. Let's see. Just Simply says, Tom knew Ariana didn't want to get married or have kids. He should have broken up with her instead of having an affair with her friend. Sorry, not sorry. Very good point. I totally agree. And I feel like Tom is the issue here. I'm not sure why everybody is like attacking Ariana. This is almost reminiscent of how they attacked Faith Stowers for smashing Jax when everybody smashed Jax. It's just like selective outrage, you know? Selective outrage. Yeah. Vanderpump orgies. That's a freaking hilarious thing to say. Let's see what else is getting said in this chat. Oh, aren't they scared of mono? I know, right? They don't seem to be scared of much over there. They must have a really good medical plan. And yeah, they must have a really good medical plan the way they smash and pass over there. But now somebody, they don't. I'm not even saying what they said Tom has, but if he does have it, then he got it from them. Let's see. She literally was with Sandoval. How was that? Avoiding accountability, blames Lala for hooking up with Oliver. This girl is psycho. Why is she avoiding accountability? How is she blaming Lala for hooking up with Oliver? I thought they both thought he was cute at the same time. They both looked up at each other and was like, ooh, he's hot. Raquel is literally trying to pin a fake assault on her mother right now to avoid accountability. She is profiting off it by selling the pics. She is evil trash. Well, speaking of evil trash, so is Lala then, because Lala's selling pics, selling t-shirts called Send It to Daryl, and she doesn't even have a dog in this freaking fight. So who's evil trash? That's the least Raquel can do, is profit off of her name being smeared just when she's doing what the rest of them has done for every season on Vanderpump Rules. Every season on Vanderpump Rules, they smash and pass. It's just a different season now, you guys. It doesn't matter that these two are playing house. They weren't married. They were having problems. This season even starts off with Ariana saying that they're in a different place. They're having problems. And we already know that Ariana used to be prone to, like, depression. I believe that Tom Sandoval did at one point say that he wished he was getting more, boink boinks. So they've been together, but have they been doing good? I don't know. You feel like you're screaming into the abyss. Let's see. You're okay with Raquel literally pulling an Amber Heard on Schena. Oh my gosh. And then all this Amber Heard on Schena stuff. Let the courts, as soon as the courts say what they told Amber Heard, then she'll be Amber Heard. But right now, she's Raquel leaving. That's the way I'm feeling about it. How is she faking an assault? The reports were initially that she got assaulted by Schena. And then everybody backed off of those reports and said that it didn't happen. And now she's coming forward with pictures and a restraining order saying that it did happen. So perhaps it happened. Maybe Schena lost her and for some reason decided to beat Raquel's butt. But I was feeling like the nerve of Schena. How we got introduced to Schena Shea on TV is because she was the mistress, not alleged, the mistress of Brandi Glanville's husband, Eddie, and had been for at least 7 months of her own damn self. And he was a married man. So for Schena Shea to pop off it with Raquel at all is pot calling kettle black? Because who is she to say that? Who is she to put hands on a mistress when she started her whole career as a mistress? That's the only reason we know who Schena Shea is because she slept with Brandy Glanville's husband, and then they introduced us to Sir with that sit-down talk that Brandy Glanville had with Schena Shea at the restaurant in Sir, and that's how everything started. Was off of the first coleslaw, Schena Shea. Off of the first coleslaw, Schena Shea. So if Schena really did this to this girl, she needs something to happen to her because nobody put hands on her, and she broke up a literal family. She broke up a husband and wife with children. So Schena and all this, oh, she's doing something to a single mom. Oh, she's doing something to a mom. Schena brought this on herself, y'all. Again, how you get them is how you get them is how you lose them. How you get them is how you lose them. It applies across a lot of things. Schena Shea's claim to fame was sleeping with Brandy Glanville's husband, who she broke up, a husband and wife with children, sat her little teeny booty on freaking that TV screen of ours and stood 10 toes down in being the first coleslaw. 10 toes down in it. And he loved me. Remember she told Brandy Glanville that? He loved me. He gave me this and he gave me that and he loved me. Remember she told that married woman that? Who had the kids to those kids, who was a mother to his children? Remember she sat there and told her that? So I'm not crying. Don't cry for me, Argentina. And I'm not crying for Schena. She broke up a whole family, so she gets no tears from me. And she should have kept her hands to herself. Yeah, that's the way I feel about it. Wrong messenger. And I understand that people can change. I totally love a good I change story. But when your inception story is that you're a mistress who broke up a family, then 7 seasons later, you can't come and be like, I'm mad that you broke up a family. You can't. Not to me anyway. You can't. It's the wrong messenger. She could have had words with Raquel and been like, ooh, girl, I remember when I did this. It wasn't a good look. You might not want to do this, girl. You in danger, girl, of being me. You in danger. But don't put hands on your friend who just so happens to be like you. Birds of a feather flock together. If you hang out with 4 hoes, you'll be the 5th. Hang out with 4 broke people, you'll be the 5th. Hang out with 4 rich people, you'll be the 5th. Hang out with 4 people who swap with everybody in the group you're in, you'll be the 5th. I'm not crying for Schena. This is not an Amber Heard Schena situation. Not until the courts say so for me anyway. There is somebody floating around saying that Raquel took this picture of herself before it even happened and then used that in court. And if that's the truth, if it's the truth, hey, then that'll be proven in the court. And that means that the judge Sorry about that, you guys. Yeah, so, if that judge ends up finding out that he based a temporary restraining order off of fake pictures or pictures that don't go to the timeline, then Raquel will have a whole new problem that she'll have to deal with, and I won't feel bad for the problem that she gets because she shouldn't have did that. She shouldn't have did that. But the initial reports did include that there was a scuffle and that Raquel had a black eye. That was the initial report on when Scandival first broke. Last Wednesday, you guys. Scandival broke. Then the next thing was there was a report that Schena and Raquel had a scuffle outside of Watch What Happens Live Studio. That was the report. So I don't think that it's an Amber Heard situation yet. And if it's proven to be, then hey, she's a whole other kind of crazy because you don't do that. Oh, look, Irene said louder, right? I don't know what I said when you put the louder part, but yeah. Let's see. Literally, Rachel is the new Schena. Yes, Schena used to pull. Yes, the Doe-Eyed Babe in the Woods act too. Yes, she did. Everything was poor Schena. Remember? No one knows these people. I think they all as bad as each other, but people are taking it too far. I totally agree. Lord Karma Collective is in my house. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for coming through. Vanderpump Rules is a brothel. It is. It is. That's hilarious. Oh my God. I hope they're wrapping it up. Whatever they're over there brotheling, I hope they're wrapping it up. The world is giving away stuff you can't get rid of these days. I hope they're wrapping it up. You guys protect yourselves. No love is worth it. Protect yourselves. Okay. Was she using Brandy and pretending to be friends with her and sleeping with Brandy's friends? Is that a version? And that's all still going to have to be proven to me too. So this comment, people in the chat who may or may not know, has to do with that they're saying that if the timeline is such where where Sandoval and Raquel hooked up at an even earlier time than filming, then everything that we're seeing on film has been a diversion. So that we wouldn't be on the scent of Sandoval and Raquel. I'm like, that's a big, gigantic what if? I don't know, you guys. Like, I don't know. Do you think that's possible? Do you think this whole entire season is another Bravo show where the whole thing we just saw was the whole thing we're about to see is bullshit? And if it is, then my friend Robin Moore had said before that Bravo is imploding, you guys. Straight imploding. Reality TV is over as we know it. If every freaking storyline we're getting across franchises is BS, main staple storylines turning out to be BS and made up, fabricated lies, a diversion. This reality jig is up then, you guys. We're going to have to go back to CSI. We're going to have to take ourselves back over to the good Scandal. We're going to have to take ourselves over to Grey's Anatomy, Chicago Fire, NYPD Blue SUV QRS TVs. We're going to have to go back to the scripted, y'all. Thank God the writer's strike is over that started all of this. We can get back to some good old scripted TV where we know we're being lied to by paid professionals. Right? Because all this reality is a lie because your mom grew up on General Hospital, As the World Turns, Guiding Light, all the other ones that just taught an entire generation about the best communication technique in the world. Lying. Let's lie. Everybody lies on them shows, and people would like stay home and just eat bonbons and watch people lie to each other all day. And make problems in their own life where they had to lie to each other all day. They might call it programming. I don't know. I don't want to get deep with you guys. We're just talking about VPR. We're just talking about VPR. Let's see. Natasha, you are eating up these freaking comments. Okay, I'll play some of them. Let's see. 1151. She says that they're psycho and selling them. Yeah, it is psycho that freaking Lala is selling shirts. It's psycho that Lala's doing that. Literally. I can send you the pics too. I can send you the pics of Lala in the hoodies with the camera in her face because they picked up the cameras after Scandival broke last week because there's still time before the reunion, which won't be taped until the 23rd of March. So they're adding us a couple more episodes to the season, and they had already laid down the cameras, but they picked them back up and they're filming, and Lala already has a shirt on that says, "Send it to Daryl." So yeah, I can see the pics. Not her fight. Hello. She also has a social media record from urgent care. Yes. Yes. She has a social media record from urgent care too. That would correspond with the black ironing. I don't know why everybody wants her to be a freaking liar so bad. I don't know why everybody's taking out all this heat on Raquel when the obvious person who was in the relationship with Ariana was Tom Sandoval. Why is Raquel getting all of this hell? Oh, because she was Raquel's best friend, allegedly. I said it in my other thing the other day. Some of this is Ariana's fault too, you guys, unfortunately. People won't want to hear me say this. But the part of it that is Ariana's fault is because another report allegedly is that Tom was in the house smashing Raquel while Ariana was asleep in the other room, you guys, because she had been staying there for some reason. Look, I'm going to need y'all to get a note and make it to self. If you're in a committed relationship, monogamous, living with someone, do not let nobody come spend the night at your house that's not a relative that you trust completely. Don't just have some single lady in your house. Don't just have some single man staying in the guest room. Don't do it. Period. Make your note to self and then stick it on your third eye and remember it. Because part of this is Ariana's fault. Don't be having no other stuff in the other room when you're not giving it up, especially because you're going through it. You're going through it because I heard something about her grandmother died, rest in peace, or something. And then obviously you just saw her dog had died. She was going through it. And before that, Ariana has said in the past that she's not exactly a sex person. I'm pretty sure she let that be known. But she did let Lala eat it in the back of the car one time. But as far as like just regular sex, she's like, I can take it. And then you're going to have an available in the vicinity. Okay. Just a second, you guys. Let's see. Let me see. What can I be? What can I be? Okay, I'm back. Okay, so this is saying, let's see. Natasha says, because Raquel lied and Raquel's sister also told people online. Sounds like her sister's a clout chaser. Whose sister like freaking goes against her online? Like, stay over there. The urgent care medical records cites healing cut over her brow with a small healing bruise. We have to see all those documents. We have to see if these documents are falsified. We'll have to see. I think it's ridiculous how viewers are behaving who hasn't the cast slept with. Exactly. Like it's literally a petri dish happening in Vanderpump Rules. It's a literal social science experiment. I don't know what is going to pop off where, what growth is going to happen where from everybody swapping all the stuff they've been swapping for 7 seasons over there. I can't wait to see. Natasha says, Raquel is the girl version of your psychopathic ex. She could have got that cut on herself, that single white not single white female. It's only the Toms and Raquel doing this. Oh my God. Right now, Make It Make Sense is in the house for a minute anyway. I heard Natasha was the one who actually gave Raquel the black eye. Natasha might. She's triggered, you guys. I feel like, Natasha, are you triggered? I feel like you're a little triggered. Yes, she said yes. She would have gave it. Everybody thinks you're funny. Hijack that psychopath. Yes, right? Broadcasting program. Yes, exactly. No, the before pics of Rachel with her fake bruise prior to Watch What Happens Live. She probably did that to herself. Like, remember that movie with Martin Lawrence and Dave Foreman played Josephine Baker, was the wife in Greenleaf. Darn, what's her name? Oh my God. Oh, it's right here. Dang. Oh, Whitfield. Anyway, somebody might know who I'm talking about. She's, I think her name is Whitfield. And anyway, she was in this movie with Martin Lawrence one time. And it's kind of like a black version of a single white female, where she's crazy. She's crazy. And Martin Lawrence tells her he doesn't want to see her anymore. So she goes and she's like, okay, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. And she goes home and she puts hella oranges in a sock, you guys. She puts hella oranges in a sock and commits to like hitting herself all over her body as hard as she can. With the sock and the orange in the sock. And she does all these, so she ends up with all these freaking contusions all over her freaking body. But they're all self-inflicted. It's a movie, you guys. And then she ends up going and getting a restraining order on the guy and doing all this stuff. So yes, there are crazy psychopathic things, I guess, that can happen. Art imitates life. I'm not sure where that happened at, but yes, fake bruises. A movie did do that, and she did it so good. She took all the oranges and she took it too. But it wasn't as good as freaking what Monique just did in this movie. Reunited, Red, something. Reload. Anyway, Monique has a new movie too, where she ends up having to self-inflict some stuff, and she like, yes, and she like also she can get away with some other stuff that she wasn't supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. She did that. Yeah, I couldn't. Anyway, but yeah, people are crazy. People are crazy. But I don't know if all in real life people are doing that. Is Lala getting her fillers from Heather's office in Salt Lake City? I don't know, but she needs to stop. She needs to stop. For her to be so young, she looks so old, you guys. She looks good from far, but far from good. That's what we used to say to the girls leaving the club. She look good from far, but far from good. We don't want her. It's just obvious. But she was a wolf in sheep's clothing and lied and pretended to be innocent so people wouldn't suspect it. No, I feel like she was innocent. And then she experienced what is the mess of James Kennedy for 5 years and the assault and annihilation from Lala, freaking whatever her name is, for 5 years, along with a couple of nukes from Katie along the way for 5 years. Everybody was taking their turns on Raquel for these 5 years, and she was part of an ensemble cast And they treated her like crapola for the last 5 years. What are you talking about? What is she? Was she pretended? Really? You didn't see the same show I saw? You didn't see what they did to Raquel for the last 5 years? You didn't see that? You didn't see that? You didn't see that they obliterated this girl for 5 years and topped it off with, oh yeah, I screwed him on top of it. So everything you thought you had with homeboy was the lie that you felt like it was, which is why you finally ended things. But now she's the villain. But he's the one that was playing house with Ariana. But she's the villain. I know I just said that she's very Schena, but she's not all the way Schena. Because they wasn't married. There was no kids. So it's just kind of not the same. Kind of not the same. Let's see. Lisa said the same thing. This has gone on for years. I don't see the appeal of Tom. He is odd. He's very, his eclecticness, his charisma. I can see how that can all work its way into a fine for somebody. Yes, because Ariana was all in helping him pick out his suits. What if the two Toms were both doing Ariana and each other? Could make for an interesting alternate subline story, and then we'll have to be mad at Ariana. And Katie should have a reason to hate Ariana, because that would have meant that Ariana was coveting her man while she was still married to him. I mean, hey, anything's possible in these Bravo streets. Tom looks like the guy from Goosebumps. I meant Raquel. We're both doing Raquel and each other. Ooh, that could be. And she's like, it's Rachel. Hey, they're gonna pass a law where you can't misname somebody. You already getting a whole lot of trouble for misgendering somebody who says they identify as another gender. I don't know if they're gonna soon pass a law that's like, you better call me my name that I said my name is. Because if she said her name is Raquel, and other people can say, call me a woman, but they were a biological man a second ago. Isn't that the same respect that somebody's due? If we can't misgender people, then why can we misname them? We gotta be, hey, how about it? No third wheel, period. Exactly. Don't start none, won't be none. That's another note to self. Another note to self, you guys. I got post-its. Don't start none, won't be none. Stick it on your third eye. All right? Note to self. Amen. I don't want Raquel back. I think she's bad for the show, but I think she's got a claim. But I think she's got a claim here potentially if it's true. How is Raquel bad for a show where this is all they do and have done? All she's doing is fitting in. Square pegs, square pegs, square pegs. Remember? Trying to fit in. Who remembers the first Sarah Jessica Parker role that she had? Square pegs, square pegs. I'm that old, you guys. I watched that show premiere. If your sex energy is low, maybe don't let a vixen sleep over. Yes, exactly. Don't start none, won't be none. If I'm not giving my husband, if I'm not doing my wifely duties, if she's not doing her girlfriend live-in duty, because you're playing house like you're married when you're living with somebody, so you're technically wifey, in a way. So you should at least be doing those duties. And if you're not doing those duties, then don't bring in another twat. You're setting yourself up. Or don't bring in another dude if he's pansexual or whatever it is. No other holes allowed in the house if your energy is low. Don't do it. Don't do it. They all had cognitive dissonance, thinking she was so innocent. Meanwhile, she was a little succubus summoning everybody's husband. She's all not the damsel in distress, but the one who takes the damsel and puts them upon the racetracks. I mean, the train tracks. Try to save your husband and boyfriend from me. I'm so evil. I do everything everybody else on this show does. Don't mess with me. That might be a sex injury. Rachel. Thin line between love and hate. Thank you, DGF. Yes, it's a thin line between love and hate. Yes, and it's a movie with Lynn Whitfield. Yes. Oh my gosh, and Lynn Whitfield took those oranges in a sock, you guys. And she was like, And then she went down and she's like, look what you did to me. Look what you did to me. And Martin Lawrence is like, wait. I ain't seen you. I told you not to come around me. And she's like, look what you did to me. Oh my God. And that show is crazy, you guys. Be sure you check out Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Oh my gosh. Such a good freaking movie. Lynn Whitfield played crazy. She should have got a Grammy or an Oscar. What is it they give out for that? A Tony? She should have got an award for that. She played crazy so freaking well. Thank you, DGF. Yes, hit that like button, you guys. Make sure you're smashing the buttons. The like button, the subscribe button. I don't know how many people are in the house. I don't know how many likes we have, but I hope the number is equal or higher on the like side. Please. Maybe Rachel visited Heather's office too, and Heather taught her how to fake injuries. Yes, maybe that happened. Rachel is deranged single. Oh my gosh, all this hate for Rachel. I'm feeling like it's displaced. I'm feeling like Tom needs a lot more heat, y'all. Tom needs a lot more heat. Tom needs a lot more heat. And it is International Women's Month. And all Rachel did was be like the other women on the show and run through the next one. That's all Rachel did was pull a Kirsten. That's all Rachel did was pull a Stassi. That's all Rachel did was pull a Schena. All Rachel did was be like Peter. All Rachel did was pull a Jax. All Rachel did was pull a Katie. All Rachel did was be like Schwartz. All Rachel did was be exactly like Lala. Come on. All Rachel did was be like freaking James. All this hate for her, really? When all she did was fit in to a group of swappers? But she gets all the hate, really? Really? I don't agree with that. I think you need to at least spread it out a little. At least spread it out a little. Let Tom have hers too. He's up off the neck that is Raquel. Okay? Who wouldn't sleep with Brandy's ex-husband? He's prime hot. That's right. Right? Well, now that it's her ex-husband and Leanne's husband, has he stepped out on Leanne? We haven't heard. His prime was a smoke show. Brandy's ex in his prime was a smoke show. Yes, he was. I like Ariana, but why is she friends with Kristen? That's another issue, you guys. Kirsten has entered the chat, and people are like, oh, bring Kristen and Stassi and Jax back. No, please don't. This is not their fight. They are the poster children for exactly who Raquel is exhibiting behaviors like right now. And you're going to bring them back to chastise her? We don't need to hear from the racists and the scumbags. No, we don't need to hear from them. We don't need to hear from the girls that call the police on Faith Stour. And Faith entered the chat too. She's like, ooh, the white privilege must be nice. You guys see her when she goes to that? I have it right here. Let's see. Yes, Faith. Remember the one that Stassi and Kristen bragged about calling the police on for no reason other than they could and be believed? Yeah, that thing. And then everybody was mad at her for doing exactly what they were all famous for doing, which was sleep with Jax. Remember, Faith? So I guess if you're tall and a brunette, it's okay. Literally preying on the Toms, but I was evil. The white privilege must be nice. That's a post from Faith's Instagram. Faith is entered the chat. Sounds like she thinks they were literally preying on the Toms. Not sure what she means by literally preying on the Toms. Yep, that happened. Oh, did you guys hear that Raquel made another apology? Let me read that to you guys real quick. Because I did want to get to the apology and then the restraining order. So, because Raquel finally apologized, because, okay, first Tom apologized. So that's when I was finally like, oh my God, it's real. He really did this. Scandal is happening. And he apologized, but he didn't mention Ariana. And so everybody's like, he didn't even mention Ariana. And so then he did a second apology, but Raquel hadn't said anything. So she did her first apology the other day. And it says, I want to apologize for my actions and my choices to Ariana, my friends, and the fans so invested in our relationships. There is no excuse, and I am not a victim. I must own my actions. I deeply regret hurting Ariana. In the time since this came to light, I am reflecting on my choices, speaking to a counselor, and am learning things about myself, such as my patterns of codependency and addiction to being and feeling loved. I have sought emotional validation through intimate connections that are not healthy without regard for my own well-being, sometimes negatively affecting others, often prioritizing the intimate connection over my friendships. I am taking steps to understand my behavior and make healthier choices. Although I choose to be on a reality show, accepting the good and the bad that comes with it, beyond my own actions, I have been physically assaulted, lost friendships, received death threats, and hate emails, in addition to having had my privacy violated. I have begun counseling to end my unhealthy behavioral cycle, learn to set stronger emotional boundaries, and learn to protect my mental health. I don't expect sympathy, understanding, or forgiveness. Right now, I must focus on my own health and well-being as I still strive to be a better person moving forward. I will prioritize my mental health and learn from my mistakes. Raquel. I thought that was very nice and well thought out. I thought that spoke volumes about where she is. And then she hit us with the 1-2. So she hit after she posted that, hours went by, and now she posted this recently, you guys. Besides the indefensible, besides the indefensible circumstances surrounding our relationship, my feelings for Tom have always been sincere and born out of a loving friendship. Knowing how many people we have hurt, I need to understand my choices and learn to make better ones. I need to take care of my health, work on self-growth, and take time to be okay with being alone. I care for Tom, and I don't want to label anything or predict what lies ahead. Right now, I need to heal. And people are like, oh, she made it all about her, but didn't everybody already make it all about her? So how is her saying something that has everything to do with her, making it about her? People are freaking crazy, you guys. People are freaking crazy. Out of their minds with this. Out of their minds. It's her fault, but then when she says something about it, she's making it about her. She needs to take accountability, and then when she does, it's like, oh, that was fake. Oh, she's just doing it so we feel sorry for her. She says, I don't need nobody to feel sorry for me. Nobody's listening to what this girl is saying, and then they're like, oh, she's playing some kind of way, but nobody listened to what she just said. Tom was sleeping with Kirsten when he was first out with Ariana. I already said that. That's what I'm saying. Everybody on the show has been with everybody, including Ariana, who's part of the mix. How you get them is how you lose them. How you get them is how you lose them. Ariana started off the other woman, and now the other woman got her man. You guys. And then Tom pulled a Jax by banging Raquel in the other room, which is where Jax banged Kirsten, was in the other room while Tom was asleep, because Tom caught slipping and had another bean in the house and wasn't breaking off Kirsten right. So she had to go get with some Jax tonight. And they're all talking about this now, like they've never done any of what we witnessed, you guys. Okay, I've ranted for long enough. I'm about to drop this chat, and we're going to talk about it for a minute. I've already stated my piece. If anything, this hate needs to get spread around. There should be enough for Tom, at least. He was the one in the relationship. Raquel is not some sinister, plotting person. I don't think that she was plotting like that. I think things kind of just fell into place like that. She was done with people telling her what she could and couldn't do, who she could and couldn't smash, when everybody was obviously smashing everybody while I was in a faithful, committed relationship that I thought to be with James for the last 5 years. But no, James was being what the people in this group is, which is messy and swapping with other people. He was never faithful to me. I was sitting around telling people, you guys don't see the James that I see. He's a good guy deep down inside. She when she was saying it, you guys, she was all in on James. He took her innocence, sucked it out like a vampire, left her a husk of a woman. I don't know who I am. I think I want to kiss Schwartz. Sandoval's giving me attention. Peter's giving me attention. Where do I fit in this world? I aged out of being Miss California. I'm trying to find myself. She literally has told us she's trying to find herself. She doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't know who she is right now. She literally has spoken her truth. And instead of us accept that, instead of us be like, dang, this girl is hella vulnerable. How many people actually have the nerve to say, I don't know who the fuck I am. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I have zero clue what the fuck is going on in my life right now or why I'm making these fucking decisions. Who has the freaking chutzpah to say that? Who? Everybody I know is faking it till they make it. Everybody I know pretty much is gonna, you ask them how they doing, they're gonna be like, oh, I'm fine. Oh, I'm good. And this girl on a global stage has bore her soul and said, I have no idea what's going on in Raquel right now. Exactly, Sarah. She has always existed with men with her. She probably went from her dad loving her into this long-term relationship with James. And now she's in another relationship with another older type of guy. It's classic pattern happening, you guys. Everybody she's getting with is older. James was older. Now Sandoval's older. Schwartz was older. Oliver's older. Peter's older. Everybody's older. This poor girl hasn't even had a chance to experience the so-called puppy love, except for with Graham. Isn't he cute? Except for with Graham. Because she's always attached to an older type of man in a romantic way. She's spiraling. Yeah, I feel like she is too. It's very sad to see people burn her like a witch. Exactly. It's very sad. is very, to me, I'm feeling like it's so displaced. And that's why I said, for me, it reminded me of what they did to Faith Sauer, where she was like, did exactly what they did. Smash Jax. She smashed Jax. Everybody else got to smash Jax. And then when Faith smashed Jax, she was a trollop. She was a witch that needed to be dealt with and banished from the kingdom that is VPR, never to be heard from again. All because she smashed Jax, just like everybody else did. I never understood that. And I had made it a racist thing. I was like, oh, they did that to that girl because she's black, but Raquel isn't black. So I don't know why they're doing it to her. And all she did was smash Tom. That's all Ariana did when Tom was with Kristen. Ariana smashed Tom while Tom was with Kristen, and he was supposed to be smashing Kristen, but instead Kristen was smashing Jax while Jax was smashing Stassi, and then Faith came in and smashed Jax too. After Lala smashed Jax too, I still think they smashed because Jax always wanted Lala, and I think that they might have smashed. I don't know, allegedly though. But all they're ever doing is smashing over there. That's all they're ever doing. Is smashing. But now that she's doing it, they're burning her like a witch, Sarah. You think Rock is looking for a wealthy husband? Well, it's not James. It's not Tom Sandoval. I think she needs to look someplace else. She's social climbing, clearly. I am not sure why all this hate is for her. So was everybody else social climbing too when they were smashing each other? I don't know, you guys. She's an alleged social climber. You think so? You think VPR is social? Being a waitress at Vanderpump Rules is a social experiment, is a social elevation. Smashing everybody your coworker smashed is an elevated social circle. It kind of sounds like you might be going down the stairs, not going up. Where everybody smashes over there. I don't know. Just thoughts. Just thoughts happening in here. It's very sad that they're all judging. Yeah, let people live. She was 5 years on the show. If she wanted to social climb, she would have gone to the wedding with James. Exactly. Some people really are nasty and wear masks to conceal who they are. Yeah, some people do that. Some people like Lala. No, her mask been on for a while. She received serious death threats. She's in danger. Yep, she's all in danger. And all she did was smash Tom. Please. Yes, all of them are smashers. They're smashing everybody. Here's the link real quick. If anybody wants to come up. Now look, I know this is still a sensitive subject. When you come up, we're not going to be talking over each other today because Lala's not in the house to stop you guys. I'm running the sheep today. I am the captain of these sheep. So I'm going to need us to take our turns. And if we're disagreeing, we can disagree with the opinion, but respect the person delivering it. Okay? Okay? So I'm going to let up Sarah.
Yeah.
It's nice here. I don't say so much time, but I'm very sad to see people just make her she was the worst person in the world. You need to remember one thing about Stassi and Kristen try to make faith in Jane. And when I see people spreading the rumors, she's doing that for years, she's doing that on high school. No, it's not true. She's doing nothing on high school. Actually, doing nothing on high school. And just remember, Lala, her real name is Lauren. Lauren from Utah. So I put Lala Lauren from Utah because Lala Kent, her true name is Lauren. Lauren from Utah. So I will say that Lauren from Utah, when you get your partner Rhonda, he was married with 2 kids and she broke her home. She had a death threat against her. She had everything. Everybody alone. Okay, Jen Shah, she had the death threat against her. Erica Jane and Tom Najari too. And you know what I think is very sad? She make that, yes. And you have people, yeah, we need to call her Rachel. Okay, you need to call Lala Lauren. So you can, the point is, fairness. People are not fair with her. They are. She had true death threat against her. People are trying to find where she lives. Try to find her parents. People are
Yes.
rumors about her and say, yeah, she's doing that on high school. She's doing that. Okay, we have no proof, because if she's doing everything bad in high school, it's already get out on any newspaper, anything like that since before. Okay, first we
Right.
don't have anything. What we knew, she changed her name to Rachel to Raquel because she wanted to be a pageant. It's true, and she was during 5 years with James. If she is a social climbing, you know what she does? She get her engagement with him, and she get a wedding on the show,
Yeah.
and she get the couple James and Raquel forever together, and she gonna be accepted everything.
Right.
And I tell you that she had a breakdown from my part, what I think, truly.
I
Because-
think she did too. I said the
Yes.
same.
And
Sarah.
I'm very.
No, she just got caught.
Natasha, I'm speaking, please. So I will speak
We're
in my.
taking turns. We're taking turns.
You can. I just
Mhm.
think that after that I close my time. But the rumor or the fact she's doing that in high school, I want to have the proof. Everybody saying that need to give proof of every
Yeah.
thing she said about her. We
Right.
had proof about Lala. We had the proof about Stacy and Kristen when she said on a podcast she just make a defamation and denunciation to face to go to jail.
Yeah. We have proof.
You have that. We have Jax too. We have everybody proof she make one mistake, a big mistake, but she make one, and
Yeah.
everybody say she is able, she is that, she is that,
Yeah.
and she is that. You want to have
It's like they freaking went and got TV tokens.
One mistake, one. Wow.
Yeah, one mistake.
you train
No.
she is killing someone. If she doing like a Jensha she's doing, if she doing like a Stacy doing to Face, if she doing Lala she does to her wife to Randall, if she doing like Schena do to Brandy. When
Yeah.
we do the
No.
scale of action, when we do a scale of action, Stacy call cops to make Face to go to jail.
Yeah, after.
It's a crime what she does. These people are a video of her, in very, a bad situation with Tom doing things, and they are blackmailing her to make that.
How do you know they're blackmailing? I never read anything about that.
We read because we see that she need to make a cease and desist, and people say that when you said she was on her high school and she makes.
She never. There was nothing about
No, you
blackmailing.
said that too. She makes this cease and desist because she was afraid.
No, that's not blackmailing.
Oh, because the fact Tom make a video on her, Ariana had that.
Yeah, that part. Oh my
And,
gosh.
everybody says Schena had that video. You don't consider that a proof of revenge porn in some way? Legally, we are on that. Because when you have
That wasn't an intention to be revenge porn. It was
it's a law.
But
it was to prove that because
my
how
son-
else were you going to believe?
Wait, Sarah wasn't
I
done.
finished that. When you have a video, get without your consent on the phone of Tom. Ariana sent it to her, and after that sent it to Schena. It's considering like from a law of California, like a form of revenge porn. Okay? If we take the law is that because this video was taken without her consent, allegedly.
By who? Who took it?
Tom Sullivan.
Tom,
How?
Ariana
recorded. They
recorded.
say
Ariana
just a second,
find
Sarah.
the video.
Sarah, just a second. So real quick for the people in the chat, some more news came out that Tom Sandoval allegedly screen recorded a sexting session he had with
FaceTiming?
Raquel, which is the video that Ariana found last Wednesday.
So Raquel did not send it herself.
No, she did not send it.
No,
she did not
it's
send it.
recorded.
It was saved in Sandoval's things. And Kristen Doty, who also has no dog in this fight and needs to go sit down.
Exactly.
She did say in a podcast or whatever that
Yeah, the video.
tape was already in there. It wasn't that Raquel sent it to them.
Exactly. So we had the proof. Everybody had seen that video.
So they're not. That's not blackmail.
I don't finish. If that video is in the hand of Ariana, of Tom, of Schena, of Kristen, of Stacy, of Lala, I'm very afraid. it's a calling reverse point by the law, because that video is taken without consent and it's on the on software and device without any possibility she can take that. So she can and I tell that Sassy and
but she's not going after Tom.
Right.
That's what's weird.
No. It's not the question. The question is by the law. People add it. She make a cease and desist. She doesn't make a lawsuit. She make a
cease and desist, and that's that.
But
thing.
She's saying it was recorded without her consent, but she's not going after the person who recorded
it.
No, she's not going after the person who's recording it. She simply sent a cease and desist to everybody on the cast who may have a copy of it and told them they better not spread it around because it was taken without their consent. So they are
okay. That's fine. I don't really believe that they were trying to. I think it's just like a thing.
I think that somebody like Lala, who's so activated for no apparent reason,
that because we need something like that. We need something.
No, I think it was so shocking that you almost needed proof to show it because her costume that she was wearing was so good that you literally need to see it for yourself.
Okay, Sarah, let's let Natasha go because you just had 4 minutes. Go ahead, Natasha.
Yes. Okay.
I just think that people are taking little tiny bits and like acting like those are isolated incidents when we need to look at the grand scheme of what went on, and then you could see the picture of who these people are. So let's go back to when James and Raquel were together. So I believe, and based on a lot of things I've read and my intuition, I think that they were secretly together. And I believe that they that is why Raquel broke up with James. It was for Sandoval. And so anyway, they were, meanwhile, Ariana was welcoming her in the group.
Natasha, are you alleging that all the way last season, the last time
that's what I believe,
before the demic, when she gave her ring back
to 2021, which was like inside the demic.
Right. So when she gave her ring back to James, you're thinking that she did it back then to be with Tom?
Yes.
Okay, keep on.
So let's look at this. So we have Ariana and Schena. They were the two that always had her back and tried to include her. Like you look at videos of Schena on her YouTube, those two were there. They were including her, and she had this costume. I believe she's always had this costume because this is what these people do. They create a persona that allows them to move undetected around people. And this is the greatest costume. I'm innocent. And it creates this cognitive dissonance when people see you doing the opposite of what your costume is presenting. It's like they don't believe it. That's why we're seeing Katie. She's literally going up to you and going, taunting you, going, I'm going to sleep with your recent ex-husband that where the finalized divorce hasn't even happened and he was part of your family for 12 years. And she's taunting her. And then Katie still has cognitive dissonance. It's like, no, it's Schena. She's blaming Schena. She goes, Schena made me do it. And like, she's like letting all these people take the hit for her. And this is all a thing that these sociopathic people do. And meanwhile, so she's low-key being wrapped up and taken care of by Ariana while she's literally betraying her in the worst way. And then they're acting out, pretending that it's not happening this whole time. So you're seeing her acting like this. You got to imagine she's acting like this, but she's already sleeping with Sandoval. So that kiss with Oliver was not the first kiss. Sandoval was during, after, still. Like that's still happening. And she's still pretending to be dumb. And it's like this persona that people put on so they can glide through people and people don't suspect a thing. And then Schwartz found out. And Schwartz was like, and they were like, well, guess what? We're going to need to use you as a decoy now because people said Tom and didn't mention the last name. So your name is Tom. So we're going to go with that now. And Schwartz was like, okay, guess. And then they're like, Sheena's worried that she doesn't have a job anymore. And she's going to be thirsty to jump on anything. So we're going to kind of pass on to Schena to kind of push along this decoy too and use her. And
but
she can take the head.
Push that along? Katie's the only one that pushed that along.
Yeah,
so is Katie in on it too?
Yes.
No. Did you not hear me? I'm confused. Katie was like, literally, they were taunting Katie for no reason but to get a decoy. It was sick and twisted. It's
Katie
it's
said
sadistic.
to Schena, when they were at the Paris thing before getting sloshed,
They were blacked
that
out when they were
she-
talking. Like, come on, that's ridiculous.
She said it.
she would welcome.
Oh, I didn't know that she was under oath when she's 3 sheets to the
Yeah.
wind, and like that's
But she
crazy.
still said, but she even admitted that she said it. So that was way back then, before you're even before your timeline is even starting. Katie said something about this.
Yeah, but you're taking it out of context. There were 3 sheets in the wind, and she probably was feeling a different way. You go through different emotions toward divorce. Let's have compassion. You're acting like no one has gotten divorced and no one has been hurt, and you don't understand the process of that. I've never been divorced, but somehow I have compassion and understand that your heart, when someone's been part of your family for 12 years, doesn't just shut off just because you're disappointed and you realize you have to move on. Like, this is crazy.
But Katie was very harsh to Tom. And
Natasha, come on, girl.
Tom was very harsh. He's like poured beer on her. He like did horrible stuff. He never chose her. It's her fault for putting up with it. I will give it to her. But that really created the personality, because when you're being abused and manipulated over and over again and you're allowing it, it does make you a miserable person. And that's really what we saw.
No, you can have a choose to don't be a miserable person. I'm sorry, she had money, she had work, she had friends, she can, grow up herself. She can heal. She should choose the miserability and the hateful to be.
I said that she could choose to move on, but you're also, when you're like with like this person has been part of your life, like you understand, like it's not that easy. Like you gotta understand this. Like these are human beings, and she has an attachment to him, and she had an attachment to the potential of what he could be.
Yeah.
And she ran with that a little too hard.
You don't marry the potential. It's a very big mistake. We need maybe to discuss very larger.
I'm really passionate about this because I can see the sociopathic when you. I have like, let's just say I have 3-year field. My experience with sociopaths. Can I just say this one thing? Can I just say this one last thing?
Wait.
I just want to say this last sentence.
I'm sorry.
One last sentence.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I just say this one last sentence? Then I'll be done, I swear. I have had experience with a real sociopath 3 years. So I basically have a doctorate because that's 3 years field. No. Can you not cut me off and say no? Like, that's ridiculous. Don't be rude. I'm not done talking. Okay.
Sarah,
so
let her finish. Just let her wrap this up.
Jesus Christ.
Your 4 minutes is up.
Okay. I mean, it's taking forever because I can't finish. But anyway, I jokingly say this, but it's kind of true too. When you have actual experience with the sociopath, it's like getting imagine field research. You're a science. I'm in the field for 3 years, and I'm now literally a doctorate in this. And I'm not saying I'm know it all, but the experience that you have, you now recognize patterns, and I see those patterns in her. And I guess people are lucky enough not to have that experience, therefore they're not seeing those patterns. So God bless y'all. Y'all are lucky. But that's all.
Right on, Natasha.
I see the show very long about Vanderpump Rules since the beginning. I see the show.
Sarah, let's let Emmanuel go. Emmanuel, I appreciate you taking your time to come up here and letting the ladies go first. What do you have to add to this conversation?
Hey, Curves, what's up? How's it going?
All right.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I gotta admit it. When I first heard the story, I was shocked, right? And I thought Raquel was a horrible person. But as I started thinking more about it, she didn't do anything more than what everybody else has done. Lala and James need to shut up because we haven't forgotten that they cheated on Raquel, okay? If she wanted to be with Schwartz, she owes nothing to Katie. Katie didn't like her at all, ever. Schena is a fake friend. There were also talks that Kristen and Stassi were going to be shooting some scenes. I don't want to see them because they're not important. They don't deserve no screen time. That's pointless. Lastly, people are taking this way too far. I'm glad that last night Lisa Vanderpump spoke up and said, people need to stop. Some people are taking this way too far. Honestly, they're bullying Raquel at this point. It's just a TV show. We don't even know these people. And some fans are acting like obsessed people, And lastly, we can't say that Raquel faked that incident because we don't know, because we weren't there.
And we don't know.
But we also weren't there to know that happened either. So you're right. We got to wait to sit back and wait till what happens. Sorry, y'all. I was just really passionate because I said, I had similar experience. I didn't mean to be rude to any of the speakers here. Love y'all.
We love you. We love you, Natasha. Go ahead, Sarah.
it's not the same situation for your experience, because when you see the relationship between James and Raquel during the 5 years ago, we see so much time James was very mean to her and very abusive. He was truly abusive to her. He was truly abusive. I'm sorry, Naja, you see the show, can you make the same testimony with me? He's yelling at her. He's going to be addicted with alcohol and other substances. He was insulting her. He was throwing, some beverage on her head too. He slept during 1 month of the first relationship with Lala. Lala insulted her in some way. She was bullied, really, and she stayed 5 years with him. 5 years is very long to make a mask when you have a relationship with someone, and he's alcoholic and addict too. And almost he was very violent, because remember, James was fired from Sir, I think it was Sir, because he tried to assaulting, Katie and insult her. He was very violent, and Lisa Vanderpump said that. And we see Raquel at this news before the filming and see James going with someone else and be the perfect boyfriend. She makes the seed in his head during 5 years. We say the same thing about Katie. She was sad because she lost the person she lived during 12 years. She was 23 when she was with James. She has 98 when she broke up with him. 5 years of the first big love story for her. She lived with him. She learned everything with him. All this first big time on her life was with him. Do you really think she don't know spiraling when she see her ex-boyfriend, who was the bad man on earth, be the best perfect boyfriend to another woman? I'm sorry, if I see that, I would go spiraling. Really. And Lala had an affair with him during 1 month, and he was with Raquel at the same time.
Emmanuel, what else were your observations? I love to hear like a man's point of view.
Yeah, totally.
Well, like I said, I still think that it's wrong, but like I said, that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like in real life, I would probably not like Raquel, but also in real life, I don't hang out with a group of friends where we all sleep with each other.
True.
You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But yeah, I think that it's interesting. And I love seeing Lisa Vanderpump on the show, like I said, because she did shade Lisa Rinna, and she said that they're going to have to, have a conversation at the reunion, which I don't even know if Raquel will go to the reunion, because it'll probably just be like, everybody against her. So like, who would even want to go to that?
Do you think that she's going to Zoom or be like in a Pope-mobile?
Or maybe in Zoom for us.
Can you imagine if she arrives in the Pope-mobile, Zooms on
I
stage?
can't see Schena taking one for the team and like not showing up. I can't see Schena not showing up just so Raquel can film. And that's what has to happen.
I feel like Raquel, honestly, if I was Raquel, I wouldn't want to go either. So I can see her doing a Zoom, or I don't know. Yeah. I saw some weird, I don't know if it's fake or real, but they were like, here's the stage, and on one side it's Tom, Raquel, and a security guard.
I think that would be hilarious.
She's in fear now, because the death threat she got her is true. She really, some people make her, say you are on the list. It's not, and Lala, I tell you that the story with the video, if something is leaking, I will tell you for that.
Wait, you guys, do you think that Raquel is like maybe on the spectrum?
No, I'm not going to say that. I'm in agreement with Sarah that she had some kind of emotional break, upon finding out that James and Lala slept together. For me, that's when it happened.
No, but that started way before that. That everything,
there's no
the
proof
deception.
To that. People are so crazy with this. I'm going to need more proof about this weird timeline thing, because
they started filming after
what I witnessed when Lala told her what she said in those 2 episodes ago about, oh, by the way, I've been smashing James while you guys were together. Is this going to change our budding friendship? The way she said it, so nonchalant.
Yes.
Pause that Raquel had. It was like behind her eyes. It was like you could literally see shatters.
But she was already with She was
No,
already with
she-
We don't
Vanderbilt.
know that.
No, not at this time. She was not at this time. It was not at that time.
The Coachella, like, and I think it happened way before Coachella, but Coachella was before the thing.
But see, that's just all of our thoughts. That's like some people's thoughts. I'm willing to go by.
Well, they were
I'm
kissing
gonna
at
let it be.
Coachella.
Until I know for sure that it's something else. This is just my perception, my POV, is that was the moment that she was like, oh, being me isn't working. Being nice, sweet, innocent, kind, compassionate, thoughtful, taking up for somebody who's abusing me constantly, being abused, putting myself in this situation with this dude that's not even really worth it. I mean, his wiki, he's so, I don't know if it was worth it.
No,
I'm not sure.
think it
You know
really
what I'm
happened
saying?
before.
And none of that paid off. None of her being good, wholesome, and sweet
She wasn't big.
worked for her.
She was very
she was
sweet.
already doing stuff prior to that dinner. Like that's why they were confronting her. Like this started prior. Like you're acting like she was like sweet, and then all of a sudden a light switch
She
happened.
was what I witnessed for the last 5 years was Raquel be
Very
sweet and
sweet.
be very nasty to her for 5 years.
I will tell you that Lala almost tried to always time bullied her. It was very
Always bullied her.
all
She
the
was
cast of
always-
the show.
The way Lala treated Raquel was equivalent to how dogs mark their territory and walk around peeing on
Exactly.
stuff. She was constantly pissing on Raquel's leg every
Exactly.
chance.
That's fine, but she was
That's not
acting
fair.
up prior. No,
Not
I'm just
fair.
saying. No, I agree with you. Maybe. But the thing is, back to the facts. She was doing stuff prior to that dinner, so that was.
But there's no facts.
No.
You can't say it's facts. This is actually all alleged, whoever's listening, because we don't know.
It's
We don't
just
know.
speculation.
The only proof we had, what he say on the show, the only proof we had for Stacy and Kristen, they make a statement. They say we call cops to make a denunciation about Faith. They say it on podcast. Stacy make very racist comment on podcast. It's a proof of that. Okay.
Yeah, she's
Right.
not on the show. We know.
Some
We hate her.
people-
So we need some proof. We need some proof. Is all we're saying.
Except people are forgetting that. But I'm sorry, Stacy and Kristen, we don't need you. We don't.
Please don't torture
We
me.
don't need you.
I have to stop watching it.
Yeah.
The
No,
only reason
honestly,
I watched was because they weren't on. I will
Yes.
stop watching again.
I think Kristen is less than Stassi, but she needs to make
No,
a public
they do.
apology.
No, they're
for
both.
Faith.
No, both. I will tell you that
Both
the
of them. They
denunciation
call the
of
police together.
Kristen's more a follower, though.
they
What,
yeah.
None of these two
Stacy
possible
and Stacy and Kristen make that statement in a podcast. It was recorded by themselves, like they're bragging. You know,
They were
they're
bragging, you guys. It was
bragging that they make when the season face was on the show, they treat her like hell because she slept with Jack and Jack slept with Kristen and slept with Stacy and Kristen slept with Brittany and Lala with Ariana. Raquel just slept with James and James with almost all the other girls.
Crazy. So, okay, does anybody have any closeout thoughts? We have like 4 minutes for closeout thoughts, and because I have another meeting at 1:00, so we got 4 minutes, you guys. Natasha, last thought.
I don't want to go that. I mean, I don't want to go. Can you skip me right now?
Emmanuel,
I'm processing.
last thought?
Yeah, I just want to remind everybody once again, we don't even know these people. It's just a show. And like you said, Curves, it's all speculation. We just don't know when it began or nothing like that. But hopefully at the reunion, they'll be able to like explain everything. Tom and Ariana, obviously I don't like condone cheating or nothing, but I mean, I think we all knew they were eventually going to break up. I mean, he always said he wanted to get married and have kids and she didn't. So I don't think it would have worked out anyway.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
I appreciate you, Emmanuel. Everybody, this is Emmanuel. He's in these YouTube streets sometimes. Do you have a channel or anything?
Yes,
yet,
he
Emmanuel?
does.
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Can somebody put his link in the freaking chat? I didn't even know. Yeah, put it in the chat and I will go subscribe.
I'm going to find it because I just watched your
what's the name
video.
of your channel?
Okay.
What's the name of your channel?
What is your cat? It's Manny something. How's it?
Yeah, Manny's TV Talk.
Manny's TV Talk. Oh my God.
I watched your review already.
Smash his buttons. How many people, how many subs you have so far, Emmanuel?
500, I think.
Oh, you guys, let's get him to 1,000, you guys.
Yeah,
His POV is excellent. I love him. He's always coming through with a refreshing POV.
Yep,
I've
he always
been on
has a
some trips
calming
with him.
presence. I
His
love it.
vibe is high and positive. I love it. So make sure and go through and smash his buttons.
Appreciate it.
Link
And
on-
Sarah Bay from Paris, what is
Yes.
your last thought?
Okay, that's it. I would need to watch Emily D. Baker because she make a live about Vanderpump and the lawsuit. And I had a question.
Oh,
What's
really?
the real? Yeah, she make a few hours before you, maybe at the same time. Oh, thank you for the link. I will just go to take this channel.
I went ahead and put the link of Manny's talk in the chat for y'all.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Natasha.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And,
my mom.
and I hit the like of your latest video because I watched it. We got
Yeah,
you,
you
boo.
guys smash his buttons and ring
Yes.
his bell.
He's dropping the shot in the FC67. I wait for what is gonna be happening with the reunion. We need to wait that really truly, and we need to wait the storyline of Daryl sent to Daryl, my lawyer.
Yeah, I agree, Sarah. I feel like we need to do what Katie said to the people that came up to her and Tom talking and wait a minute. All right, let's
Y'all,
just wait a minute.
I just had a
Natasha, you got like 30 seconds.
Okay, I just had
Sorry.
epiphany. I think I probably am associating this with my own experiences. You're right. I got a little personal when I felt like a little personal, but I feel like that's normal. It's a kind of a testament to like the energy of these shows and when we're watching it and how they actually affect us.
And how we get
like,
triggered.
Yeah, and
It's
like I
triggering.
think that's like kind of like with the conversation we had yesterday, how like we can't let like certain things like subconsciously affect us. But
Right.
yeah, these are toxic people, and I think it's important to recognize toxic traits in people so you can avoid and leave a healthy lifestyle. Love y'all.
Love you too. And I love it. And with that, Curvies, hi, Corey.
Hi,
Hi, Corey.
You will definitely, yes, all these shows, there's so many things triggering in these reality shows when it's reality shows, because it really feels like, hey, this could happen to me, or it already did. And that's why when it's not authentic and we end up getting talked out of our view and
Talk out of our panties.
and we are talked out of our panties. You know how I hate getting talked out of my panties, y'all. And so when we get talked out of our view because it's lies and deceit, that's triggering, because in life we won't tolerate that ish. We're not having disloyal,
that's horrible.
not trustworthy people in our life, and we have invested time, but it is just a show. So I appreciate all my Curvies for coming out to play today. And hey, smash
like,
my
subscribe.
buttons, y'all. And I'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Okay.
Love y'all.
Bye. Thank you. Have a good day.